I am a lecturer at the University of Johannesburg. I lecture undergrad, I lecture honors, I lecture master's students. So they keep me quite busy.
So my role currently in the organization where I'm at the moment, obviously I'm in a senior management role. So that brings with it certain responsibilities in terms of the exco. And I found that my role then came around governance and ethics. Partially because they weren't really interested in the HR stuff really. So we weren't able to implement a lot of new stuff. I mean, we did, we improved stuff and whatever. But the bigger role that I played became around holding people to account.
Being a lecturer is just really the title that you have on paper, but going beyond, you can find yourself being an informal mentor to your students. Essentially you encompass the career that they want to be one day. So they haven't been there yet, but you have the privilege of having been there. So I mother, I mentor, and then really just give them a reality of what it means to be an industrial psychologist in corporate, in consulting, and really how to deal with life. And so that's my professional role, or my unprofessional role. And I'm also a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a friend, I'm a sister, and yeah, I do all those things.
Things of people that don't have an ear to management, they're too low down on the food chain. And so they almost don't need a mother, but they need a champion. And so that became a role that I gladly played as well. Of course, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, and family is important to me, not I suppose obviously, but my folks are now in their 80s, they're very well, but I went down for Christmas one year on my own because the kids were away, and I realized I will never let them have Christmas on their own again, because it's just so sad, So of course this year I don't know what we're going to do because of COVID.
Funny that you asked that one. My friends are sometimes on a friendship call, they'll be like, can you put your industrial psychology hat on right now? Even as your mother, you put on your industrial psychology hat. I was just thinking now that also at a school or one of my children, you get called in the capacity of a mother, but who is an industrial psychologist. So you come help do some of the initiatives. I was recently just doing one of the initiatives at the school, for example, where I was asked how can mothers of the school feel that they are, part of the school, part of the body. And I had to do an inclusion and belonging workshop for the mothers of the school. How do the mothers feel included, and how do they feel that the school is a place where they all belong? So that's a fun thing to do, and you just wear the hat in so many different ways that you can't imagine.
For me, if you're in an organization where you're in an HR role, obviously the training that you receive as IOP does help you do a little bit more evidence-based, as they say. But I'm not sure that a skilled HR person couldn't do the same. I do think that as an IOP, I certainly learned, because I started studying much later, to do that. It was really part of my retirement plan to become an industrial psychologist, so that when I retired, I could have a sideline, which it has been, because I run my own practice on the side. It's very small, but it builds up so that by the time I leave corporate, there's something that I don't have to start from scratch. So there was a lot of knowledge and experience that I'd assimilated in the workplace anyway. So it's difficult to extract what I learned as an IOP specifically versus what I just learned in the workplace.
Women are my heart. I love women, and at this Women Month, I think we have a very rare Women's Month this year. It's in the pandemic, during the times of the pandemic. And I think as women, we over and above being IOPs, we have a heart of a mother or a heart of a woman. We are really, at this point asked, and I don't think the world has asked us outrightly, but that's why it's on my heart to say this, that I think what the world needs right now is our heart, the IOP heart of a mother, of a woman, to really just get out there and give that warmth. Also that, there's a theoretical background of that pull her down syndrome. And that we don't, at this time, don't pull down anything, but we pull each other up. And as a result, also pull the other people up. Really, the world can use a little bit of a pulling up right now. So I think as women, we can, and as IOP women, we can do a bit of pulling up, and the world will be a better place because we are here. So go out there and be great, IOP woman.
As a woman in IOP, I suppose coming from a construction background, it's a very male-dominated environment. So often what you say is negated simply because you're a woman, and a man will say exactly the same thing and it's taken. So you need to be able to manage that. I'm not sure how, and you have to be quite resilient. So, so sometimes it's about influencing rather than staying. So, for instance, if I wanted my MD to take my side, as it were, on an issue, I would kind of preempt the discussion and go and discuss it with him before the time, so that he understands where I'm in for, rather than in this forum with all these men where your voice is just, drowned out kind of thing, if you can even get a word in edgeways anyway. So it's about finding a strategy to be heard when the environment doesn't generally lend itself.